Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Andrew Fillion. Today I'm going over week 12 of my competition show prep. So last weekend I was actually away for a hockey tournament. It was a lot of fun, had a great time with my team. Unfortunately, we didn't win the whole tournament, but we did win a couple of games. Unfortunately, not enough to advance to the finals. But here we are, I'm back home, and now that my hockey season is officially over, I am now able to dedicate myself 100% to preparing for this bodybuilding show. So ironically enough, playing sports, you'd think it goes well with bodybuilding, but when it comes to the calorie restrictions that you need to be on in order to get that level of lean, it just really doesn't work out well with competitive sports. So it's kind of nice. I got 12 weeks. I can go heads down, grind it out. I'm going to be really upping the intensity on my show prep now that I don't have any other obligations. So things that I'm going to start doing to really get dialed in. Diet is going to be completely strict from here on out. And then on top of that, I'm going to start introducing cardio on the elliptical machine. I'm probably going to start out at a half hour a day, ramp that up to 1 hour, and then as I get closer to my show, I'm going to actually start doing 2 hours of elliptical every day until my show in September. So that is the plan with that. I'm going to take you guys downstairs. I'm going to do a weigh-in. After that, I'm going to run through my quarter turns. Then I'll take you guys into the office where we're going to break down all of my macros for the week. Since I was away in a hockey tournament, I wanted to make sure that, I was able to perform, I was able to play. So I did a lot of carb loading while I was there. You're going to see in my weigh-in that I do weigh more today. I'm not worried about it at all because a lot of it's water weight. So after our game, I did go out, went ham, had a crazy amount of sushi, 32 rolls. I knew this was going to be my last all-out meal for a while, so I wanted to have fun with it. Feast or famine, right?
This is a fucking
feast for the tournament, famine until the show. That's the plan, and I'm gonna take you guys through all of it. So let's head downstairs, we'll do my weigh-in, and then I'm gonna hit those quarter turns. So as you guys can see, the weight is a little bit higher than normal, 196, completely not worried about that at all. That's going to be mostly water. I had the sushi. We're talking rice and soy sauce. It's a big combo for water retention. So if you yourself find that you had a weekend where you had a high carbohydrate meal, lots of sodium, it's very normal to be about 4 or 5 pounds heavier than normal. So don't freak out. That's all water. That's not fat. With that, I'm going to run through these quarter turns, then I'm going to take you guys in the office and we're going to start breaking things down. Alright guys, welcome to the breakdown. I'm gonna apologize in advance. I think there's some kind of birthday party or something going on. Well, I got these little kids that are screaming in the background. I'm gonna do my best to edit the noise out if I can, but if you hear a bunch of screaming, I don't know. Anyways, let's start breaking this down. Week 12. You can see I started the week out with some pretty good steps here. Looking at Sunday through Wednesday, I'm averaging about 10 miles per day, which is exactly what I want to see. Monday I had a hockey game. Thursday I left for a hockey tournament. So even though these days don't get recorded in steps, I am getting quite a lot of exercise playing hockey. Had multiple games over the weekend. As you can see, Friday and Saturday the steps are only 2 miles each. But I was getting a lot of ice skating in there. I was getting, we were having double headers, so, two games apiece. I don't know, it's really hard to track, a sport like hockey when it comes to calorie burn, so gonna do my best not to look too much into it. But you play a game of hockey that's probably about 300 or 400 calories per game. Play 2 games each day, so you're looking at probably an extra 1,000 calories burned in exercise. Even though that's not logged here, that's kind of what I'm going to be going with. So that's my steps. Everything's cool, on track. Now that I'm home, I'm going to be targeting 10 miles a day, plus a little bit of elliptical. So it's going to start getting a little time consuming, but that's all right. Let's hop right into the weigh-ins. As you can see, things are looking real good. I dipped into the 191s for a little bit, which I'm very happy with. The goal is to try to get to 190 by July 1st. We'll see if that ends up happening. I'm holding a little bit of water. As you can see, Saturday, Sunday, I'm looking at 196, but after 32 rolls of sushi, who wouldn't, Not too worried about that. I'm back on my diet today. Everything is good so far. Did a little bit of intermittent fasting this morning. I'm not a big intermittent fasting guy, but I did want to accelerate myself going back into ketosis. Is it ketosis? Ketosis? I don't know. Anyways, I'm trying to get back into my fat adaptation so that the hunger pains go away, because a lot of times when you feel hungry, it's not actually that you're hungry, it's that you have insulin resistance, so your body's saying I need more food even though you don't actually. And you'll notice this whenever you're eating high amounts of carbohydrates. If you have a few low carb days in a row, you stop getting hungry. So I did a little bit of intermittent fasting just to accelerate that process. So haven't actually had anything to eat yet today, and it's about 3 p.m. but we'll have dinner and get things back on track. Looking at the calories, so I forget what I did last Sunday to get all the way up to 3,000, but you can see through the week I was pretty good about staying low. These calories are pretty low. Most people probably don't need to be going as low as I am, but I do want to be transparent, show you guys what I'm doing. This is what I'm doing. Days like Tuesday, I go as low as 1,400. There's going to be a lot of those going forward. So that's just what it takes to be a natural bodybuilder. If you wanted to lose weight, you probably don't need to go anywhere near as low as I'm going. You just figure out your calorie deficit and go 400 or 500 calories below that, and that's going to be good for most people. Now that I'm digging into week 12 and below, I'm going to start having to do things that are not necessarily normal so that I can get, crazy of a physique as possible. So that's just part and parcel of being a bodybuilder. Now, as far as Thursday, Friday, Saturday goes, you can tell wasn't very strict, and I wasn't trying to be. I really wanted to get my carbs super high Friday and Saturday. So carbs are just like carbs, because you want to be, if you're playing a competitive sport, you don't really care about weight loss when you're playing sports. You care about winning the game. So for me, it was more important to put the bodybuilding diet on hold and just eat a crazy amount of food so that I could play the best hockey I could. Now that this season's over, I can kind of go back to living life on fumes, do that for a couple weeks, do the show, and then go back to a more sustainable diet. But everything's a tool in your toolbox. So if you're going to be playing sports, it's good to have carbs. If you're trying to lose weight, it's good to cut the carbs out. You don't have to do anything permanently or for a life. I've got no problem with doing a little bit of keto just to burn off a few pounds. I'm not going to do that long term, but all of these different tools are tools in our toolbox, and it's best if we're using different tools to get the different jobs done. There's no one perfect diet. It's kind of like your calories are like Legos. You assemble them in the proper order you need to get the specific job done. And for hockey, the job is to play as hard as possible. Now that that's done, it's to lose as much body fat as possible. So there's going to be two completely different diets, but I'm always trying to be optimized for what my goal is. So that's how that works. Um, all in all, I'm happy with the progress. Now that there's 12 weeks to go, things are going to start ramping up. And if you've made it this far, I really appreciate you guys. I know it's not easy watching a YouTuber that's only got a few hundred subscribers, but stick with me. Things are going to change. I got a lot more fun stuff coming your way, making a lot of upgrades too. So the production quality is just going to keep getting better and better. So if you haven't already, hit subscribe. It really helps me get this channel going. And with that, I'm going to see you guys in the next one. Peace.